Hello and welcome back to the Peno channel. We're here to discuss Aston Villa's second away victory of the season, a 2-1 victory at the King Power Stadium against Leicester City. I'm joined here with my bro to discuss all things Villa and give an in-depth discussion about the game. But before we get into it, if you could like, subscribe, and also comment your thoughts through the chat or at the end of the video. Bro, a great weekend, man. A great weekend. A nice 3 points to go into the international break. Some good games to watch today as well. That United game was a funny game, man. But yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I always say there's nothing worse than going into an international break where your team has either lost or drawn. So to get the 3 points, it feels good, man. We get a much deserved break, and yeah, happy days, bro. 6 points out of 9.
Yeah, it is indeed, man. And going, I think, into the start of the season, if you said 6 out of 9 from the first 3, you'd be like, I'll take that for sure. Because West Ham away, I wasn't expecting a victory. I don't think you were either. I would have taken a point. Arsenal at home, who knows? We were unfortunate not to get anything out of that game. And then Leicester, we'd say, is the game where we should be winning. And we did do that. Yeah, man, it's just a good victory, a solid victory. And you've seen teams this weekend who will potentially be in and around us falter against within their matches, and you can't turn your nose up at that. You've seen Spurs go to Leicester first game of the season and not getting 3 points from there, so it's a great result for us, bro. Yeah, let's start. Do you want to start off with things? You got anything to say before we get into it?
Do you want to just talk on the team news that we got?
Go on. Then it was big team news when it. Lamar Bogarde made his first start for Villa in the Premier League, playing out of position at right back. So not only was he making his debut, it was playing out of position, which was a massive call from Unai. The night before, some of the embargoed press got released, which stated that he was talking about Bogarde a lot. And from that, it seemed like Bogarde was going to be in the side, and not to be so surprised, but to see him playing at right back as well, it was different. Apart from that, not much change really. But yeah, what was your thoughts regarding that when you saw the team news?
Yeah, we spoke about Costa against Arsenal, and we said against Martinelli, he stood him up, he had his pace to get back, and he did well against him. However, when Trossard came on, tactically, Trossard kept on getting the better of him. His positioning was a little bit off, which is inexperience. So Emery said midweek he doesn't trust Costa tactically fully yet. And as you said, we got briefed the night before by the Athletic that Bogarde's been playing right back in training. And yeah, he got his starting chance, man. There was a point where he wasn't actually going on the US tour. I bet you he didn't believe he'd be starting for Villa in the Premier League 3 games into the season. So this is what happens, man. We have lots of injuries. Academies get their chance. So yeah, buzzing for him.
Yeah, facts. You make a good point there regarding the American tour, because he didn't get selected for that initially. And considering the games and the performance he'd put in initially against Warsaw and the like, he was a bit unfortunate not to. So for him to get on the tour and then making his Premier League debut not only 3 games into the season is a massive turnaround from where Lamar Bogarde probably thought he was playing his football this season. So with that in mind, big opportunity for him. And yeah, apart from that, the lineup was kind of what you'd expect. Potentially Ian Matson and Digne, but Digne's going to hold down that spot for now, I feel. And yeah, Costa again, 18 years old. There's so much time and there's so much potential there. He'll get minutes for sure this season. And again, he came on within the game. So yeah, going into it, bro. How are you feeling about what Leicester side they put out as well? As we talked about, they introduced Oliver Skip, so they were playing with three holders in essence. Maybe Harry Winks could potentially be more of an 8, but with Skip, Winks, and Wilfred Ndidi playing in the middle, they'd set up defensively. I mean, Mavidi didn't start. They played Dickadovery. They played Fatawa on the wings, and then Vardy up top as well. So it looked like they were shaping up to play quite defensively against us. And how did you feel that setup was going to affect us during the game?
Yeah, I was relieved, to be honest, when I saw their team. I thought Buononatte is one of their best players, so I was surprised to see him not start, as he went on to prove in the game how good of a player he is. And Mavidi as well, if I'm not messing up that pronunciation. But yeah, he's a baller as well. So I was a bit relieved to see their starting lineup, because I know that's not their strongest starting lineup, and their fans as well felt the same. I was looking at their comments on social media and stuff. They were surprised to not see like their best players starting really.
Yeah, I think Steve Cooper was taking that approach similar to what he did against us when in the Forest away game, and that's how he set up to try and stop us playing. But I didn't feel like there was much of that in the first half. I thought we put on a decent performance, and going into the first half, we had numerous chances to score within that. I mean, John McGinn hits a shot just wide. We've had Jacob Ramsey have an effort within that half. Amadou Onana also have a chance as well. Ollie Watkins have a great opportunity again. Morgan Rogers doing really well, who I didn't think had a particularly good game yesterday, but he did well in a moment where he managed to win the ball back after some good play initially and play Watkins through. And it's just not falling for Ollie yet, is it? And it's one of those where he is getting the chances and one will come eventually.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought Leicester started quite well. They had more of the ball, and it looked like our game plan was more sit in our shape and counter press. And we won the ball quite high up a lot of times from Woutface trying to play out from the back and them getting caught out in possession. So I think Emery knew that Leicester aren't probably the strongest in the first phase, and we were just happy just to press them and let them make the mistake. We win the ball back high up. And the first chance that we got was Tielemans. He put his foot on the ball. He kind of like dragged it back, went forward, and he played Watkins through 1v1. And his touch just lets him down.
Yeah.
For his first chance.
I'm going to say the goalkeeper, I think Leicester have got themselves a decent keeper there. I think he played well, to be honest. And he got to the ball just before Watkins could. And I think that was more of good goalkeeping as well as Ali just unfortunate with his touch.
Rusty, yeah. A bit rusty. And then our second big chance for Watkins was Rogers initially loses the ball. But what I love about Rogers is he's going to counter press. He's not just going to give up and go back and sulk. Wins the ball back straight away from Woutface. Lovely bit of skill. The nutmeg is perfect. And the pass is great as well. It's in Watkins' stride. He doesn't really have to take too many touches to get it out of his feet. The first touch is good from Watkins. And the shot as well. If you watch as Watkins about to shoot, he gets a little tap on the back. And I think it kind of knocks him off his stride just a little bit to not pull it in the far corner. But the effort's still good as well. It's not as easy as a chance as people are making out. I think, again, it's just cumulative from the games before. People just want to see him get his goal. There's a bit of exaggeration with how easy the chances are, in my opinion. And yeah, it is what it is, man. I'm happy to see Watkins still get chances. I'd be more worried if he was getting 0 chances at all. That's when criticism is justified, if he's getting 0 chances.
Yeah, he's getting into the position soon. So one will just eventually fall into place. Let's not forget he didn't score till game week 6 against Chelsea last season. He had a few assists to his name. And that was it for the start of the season, but he was still playing well and getting to the positions. And again, hopefully he picks one up in the international break. He gets a goal in that, and that will just give him the confidence. He kind of needs, if you watch the Newcastle Spurs game today, he kind of needs just one on a play like Isak got today. Just an open goal, a few yards out, just to tap it in, and then they will just start flowing from it because it's just confidence.
Yeah, chill with the open goal from a few yards out, bro.
No, but this was virtually an open goal from a few yards out. Buononatte was nowhere in sight. At least David Raya was still in the goal at that time. But yeah, he just needs one of those, and the goals will start flowing, man, for sure. Just going to get into a few comments, bro, before we carry on with the talk. Duncan joined. Thanks for joining, Duncan. Said evening, all. Duran is now our match winner, 2-3 now. Yeah, we'll get on to Jhon Duran and his performances and the level he's playing at. Van just joined. Thanks for joining. He said, evening, lads. Another 3 points this weekend. But when is Watkins going to start scoring? Very, very soon, I think. Very, very soon for sure. But thanks for joining. Kevin's joined. Thanks for joining, Kevin. He says, hi, lads. Good win despite not at our best. We get in there. Yeah, and we'll get on to that from how we're picking up 3 points in games. Potentially we're not at our best for sure. Kevin also says, I don't think Nedeljkovic jumps into the tackle that led to their goal with like Bogarde did, to be honest. Yeah, and we'll get on to that as well. And that's a good discussion point. Duncan says Costa will become our first choice right back in time, same as Matson on the left. Deontay, thanks for joining, Deontay. He says, happy Sunday, villains. It was indeed. After yesterday's performance as well, especially. I hope you've had a good day, Deontay. Michelle puts the claret and blue hearts in. Thanks for joining, Michelle. Kevin also says, is it me or do we not play such a high line anymore? Whatever way it's working away from home. That's a very good point, and it's something we kind of brought up in the last 2 fixtures. And again, bro, I think it was evident yesterday as well. We're not playing as high. as we used to anyway. And yeah, we can discuss that as well. Flange also says Yuri's bang on form and loving Onana already. Imagine his ceiling after a full-on season under Unai and Nana MacPhee.
Big up Austin
Yeah.
MacPhee. Big up
Yeah,
Austin.
we'll get onto him for sure. Paul also, Jhon, thanks for joining. He goes, hi Penno and Adam, how are you? I think Ollie will get goals against Everton. Will we buy in January? Yeah, I agree. I think that's a perfect fixture for Ollie to get a goal in. Hope that is the case. January, we'll see. We'll see how the season goes and how things develop and what's the squad's looking like. Again, obviously, we have PSR. We're going to have PSR conditions that we have to abide to in the summer. So potentially we might not spend. We saw last season, we saw an opportunity in Morgan Rogers. We paid, 8 million rising to 15 potentially. And it looks like an absolute bargain now. So if there is an opportunity to buy, I think we may take it up, but we'll see what position we're in come January. So yeah, bro, moving on. So Watkins has the chance and Onana has a good shot. John McGinn puts one just wide.
That was good football as well for that McGinn chance.
It really was, yeah.
Dean wins the ball quite high up, which was really good. Fatou tried to get the best of him and he wins the tackle. Ramsey plays the pass straight away to Watkins. Now, I thought Watkins kind of could have done better because McGinn's already made the run. And if he plays him like first time, he's in for a bigger chance. But I think he plays it to Onana, then Onana plays it to McGinn, comes inside and he just puts it wide. But yeah, that was good football.
Yeah, it was good. It was good play. And unfortunate not to get on target. McGinn going into that area. You expect him to get it on target from there. But yeah, just wide and over. So let's get on to the goal then, bro. Let's get on to Austin MacPhee, yeah. The man himself. Because it's getting silly now, isn't it? The amount of set-piece goals we score. Another one yesterday where he's used two runners to make the run, effectively used a blocker in Pau Torres in front of two of their players in Winks and Vardy to create the space. Yuri's kind of disguised the pass into Jacob Ramsey. And then he's just had runners. There's three runners. And whoever gets a nick on it is going in the back of the net. Watkins gets an initial touch, but not enough. And Amadou Onana's there to put it in the back of the net. But that set piece is just... It's so good, isn't it?
Yeah, firstly, I want to say well done to Watkins for winning the free kick initially. Like, he carried the ball from the halfway line, cut us up the pitch and won the foul. Like, it's another thing that's just not been spoken about at all. It's only just been about his chances. So he wins us the free kick. Yeah. Then the touch from Ramsey is so good here because they could easily like mess that first touch up. Does the right thing, plays it back. Watkins gets a little touch as well. And then, bro, Amadou Onana, man. Did you check on me when I played that song at full time after he scored, bro? Like, pick up Onana with that song as well. But yeah, great finish. 2 goals in 3 games. He's seen someone in the crowd that must have been giving him abuse or something because he didn't stop staring at him during the celebration as well.
I think he was just looking at the camera when or was he not? Or was kind of off? Because, you know, the West Ham one, he was looking direct to the camera when he did the celebration as well, innit? He was going...
Yeah.
And then,
I don't know. He looked
I got a selling on luck.
He looked like he was giving someone evil. So I think it's funny if it was a fan, but yeah, I think you might be right with the camera. And yeah, bro, MacPhee, another goal from a set piece, man.
Mad. And we were talking about Amadou possibly being a decoy from now on, but he's still being used. He's going to still get goals, but that's another element to it. We can use him as a decoy now because he's so dangerous and opposition managers and their staff are going to be looking at Amadou and trying to create areas where they have 2 or 3 men on him, which is going to create more space. And we can use him as that decoy runner, which will just rise to our advantage again, bro. But yeah, such a good set piece when he did. And Austin MacPhee, he earns his coin, doesn't he? Because he earns that coin, man. Because, yeah, seems like every other week we're scoring a goal from a set piece.
This is like one of the best link-ups since like Ashley Young and Abangla, man. Like the way like these that are just being used together. They always go over to each other as well when Onana scores and he gives his credit to MacPhee as well. So yeah, gassed.
Great shout from Aurelio here, who's joined. Thanks for joining, Aurelio. He says, I believe it's Onana's first non-headed goal in the Prem. That's a big stat. That's a big thing to get over because think how long he's been in the Prem for. That's mad, that is, for sure. But yeah, great goal, man. Great goal. And just what we needed. I think the thing is with Villa now, if we take the lead, you feel like we're going to win the game. I think we've under Unai now, we've taken the lead in so many games, and the points we've accumulated from that position, you just expect us to win. We had a few blips last season, obviously with United and Brentford being the main two that stand out, but the majority of the time, you feel like we're going to collect all 3 points, and that's just the ground we need to get on, because if Leicester had scored, it would have been difficult because they would have been at home and they would have been looking for their first victory at home as well. So to get the first goal, massive, massive. So yeah, we get the first goal, bro. And yeah, I think towards the end of the second half in stages, I think Leicester had a few opportunities where they were trying to get back into it as such. But I thought it was a good first half performance. It was what we needed to go in at 1-0 at half time. But yeah, you have any other thoughts?
Yeah, one thing we ain't touched on was Leon Bailey, unfortunately, going off with a hamstring injury. And this is the third time now in 3 games he's gone down during the game. If you remember, West Ham, he went down, needed treatment. The Arsenal game, he went down on his own, needed treatment. And then today he's gone down again. Sorry, yesterday he's gone down again. And he's gone off, and it's that hamstring injury again, man. And Emery's already kind of briefed us saying he doesn't think he'll be back for the Everton game. So I just hope he's not out for too long, man, because that'll be a big miss.
Yeah, there's a physio scout on X. I don't know if you've seen him. He's usually quite good with his predictions, dependent on the grades of injuries.
Give me the good news.
So for grade 1, it was like 2 to 3 weeks. 2 is 4 to 6. So just hoping it's 2 to 3. He has 2 weeks off. He doesn't go with Jamaica, relaxes, and he's back. Maybe not the Everton game, but the game after. So yeah, that's a positive in that case if it is that, because we need Leon Bailey fit and firing. Do you think it's a big thing? This is what I want to ask you regarding Leon Bailey. Yeah, because there was a number of games last season where he did start off the bench because we had Moussa Diaby coming in. Because Moussa Diaby's now gone, do you think that potentially more this season now, Bailey will see himself on the bench again and will either play Philogene or will play McGinn on the right and put Jacob Ramsey in on the left? Do you think that will be the option now? Because I don't think Bailey can do the 38 games full starting. I just don't think his body's made for it, to be honest. We have to really manage his minutes, and we've seen that throughout the season. So, yeah, just a thought. What do you think will be our approach if we're looking to give Bailey rest at times for a season?
It's a good question, man. I don't really know how to give like a great answer for it. I think at home Bailey starts because he does seem to perform better at Villa Park. I think we've seen that a lot, but maybe in the away games, you're right. I think he might have more rotation, manage his minutes more, and we've got Philogene, we've got Ramsey now who can step in as well. To touch on Philogene, he got a knock in the week, so his injury isn't as bad according to Emery, so he should be back for Everton, which could be massive. And then Buendia as well. Buendia can be an option, bro. He still hasn't got zero. He's still got 0 Premier League minutes this season. I said to you before, he's not 100% match fit yet. He's still a little bit off from getting minutes. So hopefully he could be back for Everton.
Yeah, for sure. Just players, man. We just need players, because it is a little bit of a hit when you see like Matty Cash, Diego Carlos is not there. Leon Bailey gets injured. Philogene not on the bench. It's just like 4 players just suddenly like that.
Yeah,
it's mad how it can just change, just turn so quickly. So hopefully those 4 are back just very quickly and back ready to play first in football. Hopefully Tyrone Mings has another 2 weeks now in the international break just to get him playing with the ball, maybe more intense training, so he's ready to come into the first team squad around late September, mid-late September or early October for sure. But yeah, we just keep moving. We just keep going on, bro. It doesn't seem to affect us. Emery knows that, and he doesn't use it as an excuse. It's always we just continue to play our way, and whoever comes in can just slot into their roles and play. So yeah, going into that, they obviously had the Oliver Skip chance. They had the centre back with the chance at the back post. Martinez made a good save from as well. Just before the half-time whistle. But yeah, to go in 1-0 up half-time, couldn't ask for more. Just a few more comments. Going to read out, bro. Kevin says Leicester did their homework on Rodgers, didn't give him a second, but he'll learn. I think they really did. Rodgers didn't have his best game yesterday. He was a bit loose with the ball. But yeah, as I said, I think we spoke about it in the last pod, bro. I thought they'd bring in Ollie Skip. I really did because of that. Because they were worried of what Morgan Rogers could do. So with Skip in the middle, Winks and Didi, they're not known for really their play on the ball. Maybe Winks a little bit, but they're more known, for their pressing, for their tackles or interceptions. And I thought that would be the case. I thought they'd be on Rogers' toes every time we got the ball, just to try and nullify him. Even still, he was close to getting an assist through driving with the ball anyway. But they did nullify him a lot more than Arsenal could manage last weekend. But yeah. With that being the case, it meant that we just had more space from out wide then. And we saw second half, we used that to our advantage for sure, before to get the second. So yeah, I did think that was a plan from Steve Cooper to try and nullify Rodgers in our build-up. Michelle says Onana was definitely looking at the camera. Yeah, I thought he was as well. And Duncan says Onana was brought for MacPhee. He was. MacPhee must have thought it was Christmas when Onana was announced, or when they told him they were getting him after Scotland's performance in the Euros. He needed something to cheer him up. Ken, thanks as always. He dropped another £2 in. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the super chat, Ken. Paul says, "What will everyone do if Onana scores against them? What will?" Yeah, exactly. Flangel says, "Sausage fingers, Michelle." I think she put a bomb in the comment, but yeah, I kind of got what she was saying. And Michelle, thank you for the 199 super. I really appreciate that. Ken says, "Little bro's crying over the Man U loss. Tell him to cheer up. Tell him to support Aston Villa. He'll enjoy football more at this moment in time, because Man U, Ten Hag, it's all a bit mad at Old Trafford." Kevin says Bailey needs a rest. Mad, I know, but Ramsey can come in. Yeah, he can, and I think that will happen. Even when fit, I think that will happen throughout the season, just to manage Leon Bailey's minutes. Michelle says it's Jadon's time to shine whilst Bailey, the baller, is out. Yeah, can definitely see that happening as well when Philogene back. Duncan, annoying as Bailey always scores versus Everton. Yeah, he does have a good record against Everton. I remember. Do you remember the one where the transition goal, bro, and he smashed it in and he got injured like 5 minutes later, and then we didn't see him for months after that. I think that was a 3-1 at home or 3-0. Blanche says, "Totes, agree, Michelle. Can't wait for Philogene Bidet to shine and show his flair." Man, just got me saying totes there. Duncan says, "Always good to see Man U lose." Yeah, it is for sure.
Always good to see Man U lose. Never gets boring.
It is for sure. It never. And their pain is just brings pleasure, doesn't it?
It's delicious. It's delicious.
It's so good. Ken says that's why I wanted another winger. I do hear that because at the moment we've kind of spared, but McGinn can fill out that position as well. I think you've got Ramsey, you've got Rodgers can play on the left as well. We can move. We have a lot of players who can play in multiple positions, so we can cover that for sure. Duncan says we haven't placed the RB is the low point of the summer for sure. Yeah, I think the DRB one, if there was genuine interest in João Felix, I think that is the case. If it wasn't the case and it was just hearsay, then I think Philogene coming in was just not the like for like, but it was the additional number in attacking areas, and we've moved Morgan Rogers into a more central position to be Moussa Diaby in that role, and I think Morgan Rogers is better equipped to play that role for sure. Of what I've seen of Morgan Rogers playing in the centre of the pitch. Paul says Buendia loves Everton. Yeah, Buendia to come on and get minutes against Everton and score would be massive, because especially away from home, Buendia just loves a goal at Goodison. So hopefully he can get one at Villa Park as well. Kevin also says, hopefully Everton haven't replaced Dyche when we play, their new manager syndrome and all that. Yeah, that game was mad yesterday. Watching the highlights on Match of the Day, to lose that game 3-2, bro, that was Wolves-esque. That was Wolves-esque, man. Us when Neves scored that jammy free kick. Well, yeah, bro. Moving. Do you think Dyche will be here before we play him?
Yeah, I think so. They haven't been awful in all their games. Like the creative chances against Bournemouth, innit? But yeah, one thing I'm going to say is, even in my lifetime, like Villa have brought me a lot of pain in it, a lot of suffering, and a lot of heartbreak in it. Everton are one club I'll happily say I've had it worse. Everton fans in my lifetime, like 100%.
I don't know. Nah, they haven't had a relegation, bro. I don't think you can have it worse when you haven't had a relegation.
Okay, that's a fair point. But I just think at least the relegations like been evened out with like the Champions League now and that and like our success in the league. They just seem to just the amount of funny stuff that just happens to that club.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. It's two great clubs as well, and they're just like now we've finally got our upward trajectory. We're right up there, but Everton are just hasn't changed, has it? But yeah, I like Everton as a club, man. I got time for Everton as a club, but I think a relegation might do them good.
Nah, not with their finances. They're the one club
you might do start again, get new owners in. Start again, man.
There's no start again with their finance. They cannot get relegated, or they are
start again. Someone buys the clubs that are cheap, and start again.
You might be starting from the conference if they get relegated, bro. Like it could be the end.
Ken's agreeing. Adam taught the truth. Villa have let us down a lot. Agreeing with your sentiments, bro. Okay, moving on to the second half. What was your thoughts of that? You know, that first 15, 20? Because Leicester were playing some ball, weren't they?
Yeah, Leicester were good in that second half of that first period as well. Fatu, man. Fatu is a good player. He causes a lot of problems. Like he will move our players out of their like compactness, out of their block. Like he's good like that. He'll draw players in. He'll create the space. Yeah, he's a good player. He was causing us a lot of issues. I thought. Don't know how you felt about his performance.
Yeah, I did. I thought he had a good game, and when Mavididi came on as well on the left, which we'll get into, he caused Lamar Bogarde problems, and I think Fatu was causing Lucas Digne problems as well in those areas. Albeit, I think when we get onto their goal, I think Lucas Digne did a great back-post defensive action, which he's done twice now this season, where he does enough to put Ndidi off before Buononatte does score eventually. But yeah, I do think they started causing us trouble, and I think that's where Leicester fans were getting at, where they thought if they'd a bit more attacking, they might have been able to put us under a bit more pressure with their dynamic wingers both starting. But yeah, bro, we continue to play. We continue to try and get into good attacking areas. And I think a big substitution was Ross Barkley coming onto that pitch. I think he played really well with the minutes he had on, and he was integral in our second goal and the build to that. Obviously, Jhon Duran comes on as well, and he bags again. He gets 2 in 3 now. Doesn't surprise me, Jhon Duran scoring now. I think that's in his makeup. It's in his nature. The guy's just going to score goals. His goal scoring record per minute is outrageous, and it's a fantastic header. But I also want to shout out Ross Barkley, because I thought when he came on, he really settled us down and got us back into playing in a good process.
Yeah. If you look at the build up to our second goal, it's like about 30 passes before it even gets to. I think Leicester intercepted just once to get like a nick on it. But yeah, Barkley came on. He looked assured. He looked composed. Onana had to come off. Like I thought, Onana didn't even have the best game, to be honest. I didn't think he had a great game, but I was happy he scored. But he'd lunged in the first half on transition. He was on a booking. He'd made another tackle as well in that first half, where I thought, oh, he's one tackle away here. So yeah, I thought it was great sub from Emery to bring on Barkley and Duran.
And Onana though, but I think there was a few times we broke up play in the first half where we had our big chances from him. It was from Onana's initial interception to break up play, where we then transitioned on Leicester. So I think he did miss a few, but there was a few times he made some good challenges where it led to us having big chances.
Yeah, facts. That's the best part of his play. My thing was more in possession. Like Tielemans was having to do a lot of carrying, I thought, in our build-up, which he's really good at as well. So yeah, I thought the Barkley sub was great. I thought the Duran sub was needed as well. And let me say, bro, Jhon Duran, I've said it on here before, he is the most talented player we have had in terms of pure talent outside of Grealish that I can remember. He's so good. And that finish is ridiculous. The header's great. I thought it was lovely link-up play from Ramsey and Dean. And when Dean's high up and he's got time to cross, bro, he'll put in a good delivery. Like, I can get onto him for other stuff, but he will put in a good delivery. And Duran header, bro, it's incredible header. Yeah. And now that's seven goals in about... He's averaging a goal every, 90 90 minutes.
I think it's 80 odd minutes or something,
He's a joke.
87 or something.
He's
It's
a
mad.
joke. Only
His numbers
Haaland
are
has a
nuts.
better record for that, so ridiculous talent.
And what I will say about Jhon Duran is his other aspects of his game of just getting better as well. He's heeding what Unai's telling him, because his positional play is getting much better. He's not as erratic across the pitch, even though his pressing at times helped us a lot, but he's pressing at the right times now, just not headless chicken as much. He has all the natural elements and ability. We saw second half as well. The way he was shielding off the defender, he nearly got a second, which was also fantastic play.
That was so good. Like he literally
the way he used his strength and just hit it with his left foot.
Yeah, if that went in, that would have. Then I really think he would have been starting against Everton if that one went in.
What is it? Is it really on that line?
It seems like
one strike.
I think two goals might have pushed Emery to be like, whoa, hold on.
I don't think it's on that line just yet, for sure. But yeah, he's the rest of his game, his link up play. We saw his link up for Arsenal, the transition when Ramsey was through and Saliba got back. That was Duran's link up play as well. His game's evolving, not just scoring the goals, but his overall game's evolving as well. So some player, and I think we have, in terms of strikers, pound for pound, we have the two best strikers in the league in terms of a starter and a replacement. I think we have the best in the league. I don't think anyone can talk to us about.
Yeah, I went through the teams. The only team that was close to us before was Haaland and Alvarez is gone now. So
Newcastle might have been, but Callum Wilson, you don't see him anymore.
Callum Wilson, he's injured. So Chelsea, no, I'm not having Nicholas Jackson and Gay. He is better. Okay. United, definitely not. I think both our strikers are better than both their starters.
Yeah.
Who else really? Tottenham, Solanke, and who? No, Richarlison. No, sorry. Watkins and Duran, man. I think it's the best.
Really? I think we have the best pair of strikers in the league, and we're fortunate to have them because they're just the goal getters, man. They are goal getters, and if one's not firing, the other will be firing. So it's fantastic to see.
As much as I glaze Duran, and some people might even think I'm his agent at this point, bro, he has to chill with these tackles, man. That was a horrendous tackle on Justin. That was a horrendous tackle, bro. Like a referee might give that a bit worse. Like you never know what type of ref you get in it. Chill with them tackles, man. I know you're trying to make an impression, but relax, bro. Like he scored the goal in.
What did you think to the Leicester fan giving it that?
Funny jokes.
That's it. Now he's got that. His name's getting known around the league as well, so he's going to have that reputation, and I hope that's the thing. I hope we see more of that. Obviously, the Villa fans doing it as jokes now in the away end for sure, and we'll do it at home as well. But I hope I see other fans doing it because that's funny, man.
Well, I know West Ham fans are already regretting not buying him. So
they should.
I know Chelsea fans are regretting it as well. To be honest, even though I rate Nicholas Jackson.
I'm thankful they didn't, man. I really am, and hope it's quiet in January as well. So yeah, Duran gets the goal, bro. Let's talk about the cross as well. It's a great cross from Luca Digne. I know Duran's having to go back on his shoulder, but it's a very good cross because there's 6 players in the box and only Duran. So he's the only guy to pick out, and Duran reads it so well to head it. Reminiscent of Torres against Liverpool for Liverpool against United. I remember that header where he's kind of arching back and he's just flicked it and it's looped over the goalkeeper. Fantastic header. But bro, Ross Barkley had a very good game when he came on. I thought he changed the momentum of that game in the second half as soon as he came on the pitch and played it back into our favour so we could get the second. So shout out Ross Barkley for sure.
Yeah, big up Barkley. Looked composed. He settled our players quite a lot. Yeah, good cameo. This is what he's here for, man, to come on and do plays well.
Yeah, for sure. And he did that yesterday. Leicester get a consolation through Buononatte. Mavrodidis, great play against Lamar Bogarde. I think Bogarde had in his head, I don't know why he's lunged, but he's on a booking. I think he had in his head that he had to, and I don't know why. Because he did well. He did well to jock him in that position anyway and show him down his left. But he's kind of stepped in and he's just gone past him, and it's a good ball in. I thought Luca Digne did really well to, as I said, to stop that just from going in because it was 3-on-1 at the back post. But yeah, it's ended up at Buononatte. It's a good finish, and then you just want us to hold out here. You just want us to hold out, and I think Apart from Jamie Vardy putting in the back of the net in the last minute, where I thought, what is going on here?
No, he didn't put it in the back of the net last minute. It was the penalty, weren't it? Last minute.
Oh, the penalty, yeah, the penalty shout. Sorry, not putting the back of the net. Yeah, the penalty shout. That was earlier in the game when the offside. But yeah, the penalty shout and him just being offside for that.
It looks like it would have been. It would have been a penalty probably. So yeah, grateful. Thank you, Lionel. But yeah, bro, I was gonna say, do you want to speak about Bogarde then? His performance. It is a pretty major topic amongst the fan base.
I don't think it's that major. I don't think it's blown out of proportion a bit. I think
not major in the sense of like, oh my gosh, like it's the biggest thing of the weekend. But in terms of like, there's a lot of contrasting opinions. Some people are overreacting, in my opinion. I just wanted to know, do you want to address it? Do you want to give your thoughts on how he played? Or
I thought he had a good debut, apart from when he started looking leggy and he was on a booking, and then the game got to him a bit. His passes were going a bit awry, and a very good winger came on, who's probably one of the best wingers in the Championship last season, came on and kind of sold him out, and it makes it look worse than it was. But it's a debut for a 20-year-old who's playing out of position. I mean, to last that long, I thought he had a decent game. I just think a few aspects I expect him to struggle on, because he's not used to playing right back, and it's his first Premier League game. I think we just have to tone it down a bit for the criticism, but I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, when the game started, I thought his carrying with the ball looked promising, and it was refreshing. And for our second goal as well, that goal comes from him carrying the ball, taking on his man, and getting us up the pitch. I thought that was a really good part of his game, and he's clearly got the talent to be able to do that. I think his passing, he had the right idea in his mind, but the just execution was off, and I think it was just pure nervousness. Like, we've seen Bogarde in pre-season receive the ball in midfield, turn, break the lines, and get us up the pitch. So I don't think it's a case of he hasn't got the ability. It was just pure nerves. He's played right back once in his whole career. It was a big ask, like you said. It was a pretty big ask. Yeah, the jump in from their goal as well. It's just naive, and it's naive, but it's inexperienced, and it's okay. It's okay. And there's one pass that he played in the first half where, like, they kind of curved their run to like block off this pass to Tielemans. He still had the confidence just to play it through. Tielemans turns, they're out their shape, and Dean makes the run in behind. And that's how we broke them down a little bit. We got in behind them as well. So I'm not one of these guys like saying Bogarde's not Premier League ready. Maybe not ready to start, but I'm not one of these guys like writing him off or whatever, or some of the over the top takes I've seen like this weekend. Like, I think there's a player there, and I think he can come good.
I just think he's not a right back, really. And if he is going to be a right back, he's just got to get the coaching from Unai, and it's just going to be a process of getting in the experience and the coaching. And, Unai can coach any player to play any position at this point. We've seen players playing all positions across the pitch who we never thought would have played there. So you trust the coaching and just the time for sure. And Lamar Bogarde will get that, and he'll get better. I know that because he's a player. Let's talk about someone else's performance in his season so far, and that's Youri Tielemans, man. My opinion, our best player so far this season. Just so composed on the ball. I know you were talking about, I remember the West Ham game, you were talking about him getting out of tight situations and he's turning and you didn't trust it as much, but bro, he was doing it again yesterday.
No, I didn't say that. I said what I was saying about Tielemans is I trust him in the first phase when he turns. What I mean is when he's sizing up someone 1v1 and he's trying to use his athleticism to beat him, like when he's already, if he's receiving the ball, a pass, and then someone's coming to press him, that's when he's cold. My point was more when he's like already got the ball, he's facing the goal, and like he's trying to beat someone with their athleticism. That's where he could struggle at West Ham. But yeah, he's been our best player. Like, I 100% agree with that. He's been our best player so far this season, consistent in all the games, and yeah, just really, really good. Some of his passes.
I think he's got that ability as well, bro. I think he can do that because he's dropping the shoulder now, and he's using his agility. He's using his brain more to get past people. When I think he could still do that one-on-one. I just don't worry with him on the ball now. I think he's so relaxed in his position, relaxed with the coaching now. He's had like a season to get used to what Unai wants of him. And the confidence he's showing, I think, yeah, he's absolutely balling out. His passing is so good. I mean, that through ball he played to Watkins initially, where he tried to go around the keeper, was eye of the needle pass. It was in between the two defenders. It was a great ball. And then he's just keeping the ball ticking. And with Dougie going in the summer, he needed someone to step up. And so far, Youri Tielemans is stepping up of being that guy to take the ball off Emi Martinez, take the ball off the centre-backs and recycle possession or play that splitting pass, take set pieces. Youri Tielemans is being that guy, and it's so good to see because he's always been a player, man. And that season at Leicester, where they got relegated and that, a lot of people forgot who he was, and it's good to see that he's here now with us on a free and he's starting to show the player that he is.
Yeah, he's the reason we can even like play out from the back. Like the amount of times he'll like take a risk and drop deep and receive the ball with multiple players pressing him, and then he'll pass it out, and then we just break free. So yeah, big up Tielemans, our player of the season so far for me.
Yeah, for sure. So another 3 points, bro. 6 points going into this international break. Let's just hope all the players have a good international break and stay injury free, man. Let's just hope that's the case.
Oh yeah, what did you think of the Matson for Ramsey the sub being subbed? Did you think it was harsh? Did you think it was what it was? What did you think about it?
I don't think it's harsh. Like, I think that was just the game state, and Unai wanted, whether it was he thought Ramsey needed his minutes taken off because he's still coming back from injury and he wants to manage his minutes, or he thought tactically he wanted two left midfielders, two left backs on the left hand side, and Matson, who's a player who's played further forward for both Burnley and Chelsea, can occupy that position. I didn't think much of it, to be honest. it was a substitution, and in the end it worked, and we got the 3 points.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, what did you think?
No, I hear what you're saying about the two left backs, and Matson isn't like a traditional left back in that sense. Like he can be a left winger as well, but I don't know. I just seen Ramsey's face, and whenever I listen to footballers speak, they say the most disrespectful thing you can do in a game, or the worst feeling, is to be subbed as a sub. And Ramsey just looked vexed. And I thought Ramsey probably was the best outfield player up until that point outside of Tielemans. I thought he was playing better than Rodgers and McGinn. So I was just surprised. That's all. I thought that's a bit.
It sounded like you took that one as out to the chest.
I just thought he was Pete, bro. I just thought he was a bit harsh, but yeah, we got the 3 points. So
yeah, exactly. Anything else on the game, bro? Any other things you want to bring up? It's nice to see Vardy not just get one on us. That's always a pleasure.
Did nothing. Who else came on? So it was Matson. Was it
Nedeljkovic.
Oh yeah, Nedeljkovic came on as well. Yeah,
and Ramsey.
Ramsey
came on for Bailey and Barkley. It was about 4 subs. So yeah, bro. Good performance, and just so nice to go into that international break. See, my screen's agreeing with it. Good performance going into that international break.
That's like that Rafa Benitez video where he just like moves his hand.
With it. Yeah, man. Go through a few more of the comments that are in here. I say a few. There's quite a few. Yeah, I think that was the last one. Ken, we saw that one. Duncan saying Randy Lerner let us down when we're talking about Villa letting us down at times. Yeah, he was definitely a massive part of that. Jason, thanks for joining. Jason, he says Man City are too good to go down. Not if these charges hold up. Paul said Aston Villa will have title challenge, and I think something special will happen. Paul, I love the optimism, and I hope you're bang on, because that would be special. Jason said Man U are too good to go down. I think. I hope not either. I hope they're not. I'd love to see Man U go down. Kevin said I've been asked for Matson to start, but what a cross from Digne for the Duran goal. Yeah, totally agree. Guys, would you put? I think you mean Swinkles in the back. Yeah, Swinkles on the bench as well, bro. Do you think he'll get game time this season?
Maybe in the League Cup.
Sure,
I'll get some opportunities in the League Cup. Yeah, definitely.
Jason said I predicted 2-1 win. Knew it wouldn't be that easy. Yeah, I predicted that as well, Jason. I totally agree. I knew it wouldn't be an easy one, and that's what happened. Long said when Man City finally get done on FSR, we'll take Grealish and De Bruyne over. Thanks. I don't think I'd take it. Would you take either of those now?
Would I take De Bruyne?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you take Grealish?
I take De Bruyne before Grealish, bro.
I didn't. That wasn't the question. I said, would you take Grealish?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would. Okay. Jason wants Jack back, so we'll see if that ever happens. Francis, it's Duran's MO. Not sure I'd start him yet. This is a good point because
yeah, I'm glad that
it's a very good point.
Is it working? Why? I was thinking earlier, maybe Duran deserves to start, but I think it's a case of Duran probably deserves to start, and it's too harsh to drop Watkins. I think it's a case of both because Watkins is still getting chances and he hasn't been awful. His whole play hasn't been awful, and I was thinking, is it working? Does Duran thrive off needing to come on and prove a point? And would benching Watkins already kill his confidence? I know he's a grown man, innit? But we know what Watkins is like. He can take it to heart, innit? Like I saw his face on the bench, bro. He was hurt. So he would benching Watkins right now. Just he might be unnecessary, like to knock his confidence that much. Like long term, do we have to do that? I say start Watkins, keep Duran coming off the bench and proving himself, and I don't know, it might be working.
No, I think Watkins is still doing a lot for the team. He's just missing a few chances. I think his overall game's still there. As you said, bro, he was getting into good positions. He won the free kick for the first goal. Watkins still to start for me.
Gets an assist, even though he gets an assist. Like
Duncan says, Duran the new JJ, Jeremy Jhon. Yeah, Jhon was kind of the first striker that I saw, that I remember seeing anyway. Yeah,
that's what your time.
Yeah, that was the first one. So, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Duncan. Ken M says, no, don't say that. Jason, I think that's in regard to Grealish. Jason saying, I think Duran will get 20 plus goals. Could see it happening. Definitely in all comps. And who knows what position we're in come towards halfway through the season, towards the end, if it is Watkins starting, Duran starting, or they're both playing together. Flange says, the boy is finally starting to grow up and knuckle down, has moved out of Brum to a quiet area too, apparently. Okay, so yeah. Duran, man, he'll just mature. He'll continue to mature, and he's only going to get better. I think Ken's saying he scored more goals than Jhon. T1, thanks for joining. Glad to see Onana taking on Duran like a big bro. Second game, you see the chemistry at the end, even dancing to the fans' Champions League song. Big point. And I think Onana just comes across as that guy in it that everyone just likes within the squad.
Yeah, he's a leader, and you can tell.
Yeah, he's a proper leader, and like he does come across that he's potentially captain material in a few years. Like that wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me at all. He's only 20. He's just turned 23 now. I think in a few years he could definitely
very confident. You see how he interacts with the fans as well. I think he's won all the Villa fans over already. So yeah, man.
Interviews extremely well as well. Yeah, and he's just a likable character. So yeah, I could definitely see that happening. Jason saying Duran's value was saw. Yeah, it's doubled. It's double now. If anyone wants him, it's doubled at 40. Absolutely.
We better be valuing him at like 80 or something now. But like one goal was enough, but 2, 40.
His value is double minimum. Ken's talking about Villa YouTube videos. He's Duran, he's a goal machine. He is facts. Fran's saying smash the likes. Appreciate that. Yeah, if you could like the stream and also subscribe if you're new, please. And we're talking about the old school here, bro. Sava had a 1-in-3 ratio for Villa. You just seen the clips of Sava, innit?
Seen some clips, yeah.
Yeah, same. To be honest, like I was alive then, but I don't really remember Sava. Just seeing the clips and past stuff and past highlights and watching past games. Paul says, guys, I meant to mention Leverkusen losing 3-2 at home to RB Leipzig, first defeat in 36 games in the Bundesliga. Yeah, they did. Leverkusen were 2-0 up as well.
What's that? That's opposition watch now, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, for facts. And I bet Paul was watching that thinking the same thing. That yeah, we're going to play RB with Gertrude playing potentially against us as well. I've got to stick it on them. Yeah, that's true. I don't know where I put that name from. Jason says Bogarde needs more coaching. Yeah, and it will come with time. Big up Marnie Central. He says big up lads. Big up Marnie in the chat. Go and check out his videos on his YouTube channel as well. I'm sure he's done one for the Leicester game, so go and check it out. Jason says Emery can mold players. Yeah, we've seen that, and Emery does does more players for sure. Paul saying Bogarde needs time. Agree. Weston, thanks for joining. He says, I couldn't believe the amount of Bogarde's being jumped on, to be honest. I thought he looked good. And for me, he made the mistakes I expected from a kid on his debut.
Right.
I totally agree with your point, Weston. That's a very good point. Kevin says Onana is a huge difference, tackling, breaking up play, and of course, scoring goals now a bonus. Yeah, and we did worry. Well, I did anyway. Potentially, with Diaby and Dougie, they had some high GA numbers last season, and where that was going to come from, or who was going to step up. And so far, Amadou Onana has stepped right up with 2 goals in 3 games. So that's very pleasing to see. Will's joined. Thanks for joining, Will. He says Emery will study the mistakes while Bogarde and improving. Facts. And Jason says Onana is fantastic for sure. Loads of big ups in the chat for Marnie as well. Fran says Youri on fire so far this season. He is. Duncan says Onana is more effective in our system than Dougie was, in my view. Good, fair opinion so far, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how the season
I ain't
progresses. I'm not jumping on that one just yet, but he has made a fantastic start. Kevin says Tielemans a class out, does a Louise job without the silly fouls. That is one thing, but he doesn't do any of this anymore.
No,
we don't see any of that. Any cross elbows on the arms, isn't it? Jason says, I think Onana reminds me of Ian Taylor. Big call so far. I hope he goes on to have a career like Ian Taylor did at Villa for sure. Duncan says, long been a fan of Tielemans. Getting him on a free was one of the best signings. Facts, it's really turning out to be that. Our 2 centre mid free transfers are absolute ballers, man. Paul says, guys, could Villa buy Aaron Ramsey back? I don't know if that would be the case. I don't think that will. I think we're kind of past that at the moment, unless he shows, to the potential that Villa thought he would get to, and that could possibly be a case. Some chat here about Rooney from Man U manager. I think it will be Rude. I think Rude will step into that if anything does happen. He was sitting there on the bench today with Ten Hag. He looked all mad.
Yeah, I just need them to suffer, man. Whichever one.
I hear it, bro. T1 says, Adam. Oh, she's sending you a webcam. Nah, this is him. This is him right there.
I appreciate you. I appreciate it, man. I need all the help I can get, man.
This is him. This is him for sure. Michelle says, I don't think it's a good idea to bench Watkins. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I think Watkins has been playing well. Paul said, sell Watkins and Duran and Jhon by Ronaldo
Law.
Yeah, Paul's coming out with some mad shouts tonight. Ken said you guys don't look that old to remember Jokeshim. Yeah, man, I'm older than I appear. Kevin says Onana will score against Everton. It's written in the stars.
Hopefully.
I hope so. I really do. I can't lie. I hope Tim just has a little stinker in that game, even though I love Tim as a player. But just have a stinker in that game, please. And Fran says, loves the captain shout for Onana. Captain shout for Onana. Watched so many vids of him. He's so likeable, intelligent. Yeah, facts he is. Duncan with Savo was good. Mad comparison here. Paul saying Duran has strength like Dalian. Big comparison that is as well. Again, of what I've seen of Dalian Atkinson, he was some player. Kevin says on the negative, McGinn looks a bit flat and by his standards. Yeah, thoughts on McGinn, bro, and his performances so far this season?
I think McGinn will always get... how do I say this? I think McGinn, what he brings in terms of like tenacity, winning his duels, getting about the pitch is what Emery wants from like his midfielders. So he'll always have that in the bank, I guess, because Emery knows he's going to win his duels. But in terms of like long term, I could probably say I don't think he gets into Villa's, I'll put in quotes, you can't see me doing it, but best 11. I don't think that's a thing now, but I'd say if we were to play our best team with everyone available, I personally don't think he gets in. But
I do.
I think he has his uses. I just think he doesn't. I just think he does. He needs to offer more goals and assists wise. Goals and assists aren't everything, but I think he needs to offer more in that sense. He's got 9 league games now without a goal or an assist. I think Ramsey is more of a threat in transition when we are.
Well, about off the ball though.
I think McGinn off the ball. I think McGinn off the ball. His pressing is really good. I think it's really good. But I'd argue I don't think I think Ramsey could do what McGinn does, but I don't think the opposite is true. That's how I feel about it. Don't know how you feel.
No, I think McGinn should be in the team for now.
Yeah.
I think we do lose something when McGinn's not playing. I thought that against Arsenal, bro. I can't like watching it back as well. When McGinn went off, we dropped further, and we kind of invited them to score. I know
Do you think
Trossard
so?
came on. Yeah, that's how it felt to me watching it back. Felt like we dropped more. We weren't playing as further forward as we were, because you got to think at that moment in time when those subs happened, we were on the front foot. It felt like we were going to score, but it never materialised. So I don't know. I just think McGinn still has a place in this side. I can't lie, but
I think
then
there's a
again,
place
it's
in the
just,
side, but I just think it will be lesser than seasons from before. If that makes sense.
yeah, that's a fair opinion for sure, man. Because again, it's a squad game, and there could be many games where John McGinn's not featuring. Now Les 54G, thanks for joining. He says, as a Leicester fan, he felt Villa were toying with us at times.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a fair impression. I don't think it felt like we were doing that. Watching from our side of things, I think Leicester are a good team, man, and I think Leicester will. I think out of what I've seen so far of Southampton, Leicester, and Ipswich, I think Leicester have the chance of staying up. I can't lie. I think they do. I think Steve Cooper's not a bad manager, and if he attacks well with the attacking ability you have, I think you got Hudson Edouard in as well now, didn't you? So you've got a striker replacement. Patson Daka, I still think Patson is a player, but he hasn't shown it yet, and I don't know why. When you get him back from injury, as well. And you've got good winger options. You signed Jordan Ayew as well. So you've got Jordan Ayew, you've got Decordova Reid, you've got Mavadidi, and you've got Fatou. I think you've got some good options.
I just want to say, big up Jordan Ayew in it, because there was a chance where they had it in a really promising position, and he could not help himself but shoot. Killed any type of pressure they had on us. I was like, that's the Jordan Ayew I know, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, bro, the Jordan Ayew the best man. Do you remember Newcastle away? I always remember that goal.
Oh yeah.
That was a banger. But yeah, no, I think you have the tools to stay up. I do. I think out of the promoted sides, I think Leicester have the best chances. I think you've signed a good goalkeeper as well. You needed someone in that position, and you've got good players. James Justin was a highly rated player before the injury. He was on the verge of getting called up for England. You got Ricardo Pereira on his day. He was one of the best right backs on his day 2 seasons ago.
And
I know he.
Great.
I know he had a good game in midweek in the cup. I did see bits of that Pereira. So now you've got good players, and I fancy Leicester to stay up.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but Alcanos and Buononatte are probably some of the most talented players.
Facts.
Really talented, bro.
So yeah, facts.
You good to see how they
attacking tens as well. Yeah, who can play? So yeah, I do think Leicester will stay up.
You think they'll stay up? Yeah.
I do. Out of the 3 promoted sides, I think they've got the best chance.
Yeah, anyway. I think Ipswich have shown promise. You got to think Ipswich. They had the 2 hardest games out of the way now. They got a draw against Fulham. Southampton, bro. Me and you watched that Southampton game against Newcastle. They probably should have won the game, to be honest. They're just a bit naive in the build-up. They just make mistakes, don't they? Like they're getting punished.
Yeah. I just think Leicester have the better squad. I can't lie. I do think Leicester have the better squad. And I do think Steve Cooper's a decent manager. I know Ipswich have a good manager as well, but they seem to play too open for me at times. But we'll see how it goes on. And Russell Martin as well plays quite open as well. And so if you watched the Southampton game yesterday, they got punished on a number of occasions from playing out from the back because of how good Brentford's press was. So I think I do think Leicester are the best suited out of the 3 sides. Michelle says, I think McGinn is in the best 11 for the Premier League, but not sure for Europe. Just that his strength and the way he uses his body for the Premier League. That's a very good point as well, because it's going to be 2 different types of football, playing in the Premier League and playing on the continent in Europe. We saw elements of that last season as well. And potentially John McGinn might play some games and might not play some games in Europe. I think that's fair to say. That's a good point there. That is a very good point. It's different styles of play. Duncan says pretty much stronger much stronger this season.
Yeah, every season it gets stronger. It feels like
It does. The gap closes, doesn't it? Maybe with the 3 teams that come up, it's a bit off. But then you look at. I mean, I was looking at Forest yesterday, and I was like, they have some players, man.
Yeah, they like as much as
some players.
Like their starting 11 could be decent, man. Like
yeah, even that Elliot Anderson when they were showing it match of day, so watching him, he looks a good player, man.
Moreno's still not getting minutes, so hopefully he gets some in the future. We need his value to go up, man.
Yeah, Kevin says our bench is stronger, makes all the difference. That was facts. When you think we brought on Ross Barkley, who was of the teams promoted, he was probably the best player last season. You bring on Jacob Ramsey, England under-21 international for Leon Bailey. You also bring on a Champions League left back, Champions League finalist left back, and then Nedeljkovic, who's played Champions League football at the age of 18 already. That's strength and depth. That's a strong bench and strong options to bring on. And you're still leaving players like Emi Buendia on the bench, who have in the past have been the best players in the Championship and had good seasons in the Prem. So yeah, for sure we do. Paul saying, guys, I hope we beat Humpty Dumpty from Man United. I don't know if he's referring to. Is he talking about Ten Hag? I don't know. Fan says, yeah, Ross seemed to bring calm on when he came on. Yeah, he did. He did for sure. So yeah, bro, good performance. Are you going to take in this international break now? Are you going to avoid the football? You're going to
I'm not watching any football, man. Coming off the Euros as well, it's too much. It's too much, bro. Like we got Champions League football this season. I'll save myself for that. So yeah,
I don't know if I can hack any England.
Yeah,
I might check it out because it's Carsley's first game. I did like watching the under-21s. I thought Carsley played some decent stuff. But
what did you think of Emery's comments on Rodgers and said it's a disgrace that he's been called up to
I rate it. It's a lot of pressure on Rodgers. Yeah, I rate the comments. It's a lot of pressure on Rodgers' shoulders, obviously, because for your manager, it must give you a lot of confidence. It's pressure, but it must give you a lot of confidence and belief. When Unai Emery is not a character who usually does that sort of thing. So for him to come out and say like, Rodgers, it's kind of like a disgrace that he's not been called up to the England team and been selected for the under-21s. That's some big talk. So I loved it.
What's Rodgers going to learn from playing under-21s? He's right.
He's bad guy. He is.
What's he going to be like? Come on, man.
Yeah, it's facts. For sure. Some more comments coming in. Kevin says Mings and Kamara to come back soon. It's all good. Yeah, 2 big players to come back as well into this squad. Weston says, so when's Emery gonna to be thrown back in then? Yeah, I think we've not had a reason to put him in the side. I think we'll wait until like the League Cup game, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think we might wait till Wickham, or we might get a few minutes because we're at home next to. Potentially might get a few minutes in one of those games if we're in a good position.
Yeah, let me just see our fixtures now. Okay, so we have young boys. How's that going to work then? Because right now we've got 2 games scheduled on the same day.
Yeah, they're going to have to move. Someone's going to have to move in it. One of the competitions.
We're not going to do a Liverpool where we're having to like. We got Wickham with one squad.
Play the kids.
Could you imagine?
Play the kids.
I hope that's not how it is. Surely they're prepared for that.
Of course they would have, because it's not just us. There's 3 other teams as well that have League Cup games.
That's why we could have draw against them, wasn't it?
Yeah, facts. That's why they did the draw the way it was. Michelle saying, is anyone old enough to remember Alf Garnett? That's who Ten Hag reminds me of. I'm not old enough. In the chat, if you are, say if you are. So I don't know who that is. T1 says, was there a reason given why Nedeljkovic didn't start yesterday? Yeah, I think Unai came out and said in the presser that Nedeljkovic just needs a bit more experience and he kind of needs to get used to the system, didn't he, bro?
He basically implied he doesn't trust him tactically yet.
Yeah, which maybe in 2-3 weeks that might be different. I think it just takes a bit of time as well. Flange saying, I cannot wait for Mings to get back in the team. Big facts. Paul says, guys, sad to see Brighton. Yeah, Brighton's retired now, hasn't he? Had a great career, though. Had a great career.
Could you hear like the songs being sang like through?
Huh?
Could you hear the songs being sang between Leicester and Villa fans yesterday? I thought he was jokes myself.
That's class.
Tielemans, he left because you're, or Brighton, he left because you're. He was like, yeah.
Fairs.
Some good back and forth, man.
Yeah, Paul saying, guys, I hope we beat Wickham. I remember last time we played them, yeah. Facts. We're just talking about the fixtures as well. So, yeah. I think he's talking about Sol Bamba as well. That was very sad. Rest in peace, Sol Bamba.
Awful news, man.
Very sad. So young, man. So young. T1, good point. Emery loves Morgan from when he dyed his hair white. Yeah, I remember that video in training.
What's making me laugh is, remember the quotes when Rodgers first started playing and he was like, Emery calls him the championship player in training. And now he's saying too good for the under-20.
Oi, have you ever seen a glow up like it? Have you ever seen a glow up like it, man?
Also, a penny for Philigine's thoughts having to read Unai say Rodgers is too good for the 21s, but not a word on him being cool.
Yeah, because Ealing probably gets the message because he's been sent out on loan to Bologna, but chilling it. Where's the talk for Philogene?
When I strike, he wasn't even injured when he just saw them comments. He was like, I ain't playing like you, man.
He's just like, where's my big off as well? You're coming all in good time.
I can't wait for his first goal, to be honest, actually. Thinking about it, I can't wait for Philigine's first.
Yeah. I'm doing comparisons Philogene and just Somerville this season because I think they were so good last season in Champ and they were very similar. So yeah, I'm interested to see how Somerville does for West Ham and how Philogene does for us as well.
He's been struggling for minutes as well, to be fair, isn't it?
Yeah, he did. He looked decent when he came on yesterday, though. Can't lie, he hit the post. But yeah, bro, I think that's it. Is there anything else before this international break and you put your feet up for the next 2 weeks? I think we might do a video, just a general Villa talk video, and then one previewing the Everton game. But yeah, bro, anything else?
Third kit might come out. We might have that to look forward to. Hopefully, that might come out in the international break. Some rumours of it being navy with like stripes going across it. So let's see how that looks.
Yeah, it looks like what I've seen the potential templates looks like a Celtic blue, but blue and white in it.
Blue and white.
Mad.
Oh yeah, we had it confirmed that Enzo asked Emery to leave, so Emery didn't even want him to leave, but Enzo went there, asked him to leave, and we've now found out that Enzo's sister goes to Valencia University, and his family recently moved there with her in a month. So he was saying like it's destiny to go to Valencia and that. So hopefully he ain't trying to make it permanent next summer, man. Like allow it in it, boy. He's looking like, I don't think there is an option to buy or anything. But bro, he's saying destiny and all the Argentines that have been through Valencia, like it's an honor. Like it's like Jesus, man.
That is an honor though, because Valencia have had some good Argentinians.
Bro, you know it's a lot.
Roberto Ayala and that.
You know it's a loan, right? Like,
yeah, chill. But that's it though. So his family's there with him when he's
he's with his family in Valencia.
Oh, that's sick. So yeah, hopefully he has a great loan and comes back ready to go because there is a player in there. There's a player in both of them, but if we can't offer him first team football, it's great to see that they've gone somewhere else where it looks like they will get first team football as well. And Ilin Jr. we may see in the Champions League playing against us. So yeah. That'll be.
We still don't know if he can play against us or not, but. Will be the most. I
did think Champions League loans could play. I did think that was the case. Yeah, I think that is the case. It's just obviously domestic they can't, but I do think in the Champions League they can play against each other. So just chill out, Illing, when you do play us. Yeah. Anyway, bro, gonna call it a night there. Some great numbers in here. We ask if you could please like the stream, subscribe if you're new here as well, and also just drop a comment in the. After the video, just letting us know your thoughts on the game and 6 points out of 9, how you're feeling about that so far in the season. As I said, we'll have another show maybe next week, and then the week after we'll definitely have some shows going into the Everton game. Thank you all for joining, bro. Pleasure as always. See you on the next one, and up the Villa.